So I'd like to introduce Lori Lazur. Lori is the founder of Customized Walls. It's a custom digitally printed wallpaper manufacturer, converter. But Lori is also the owner of the interior design community on Google Plus, and I believe that you've hit over 10,000 members, haven't you,
We
Lori?
have, yes.
Oh, how exciting. She's just an all-around digital guru. Trust me, we had a conversation about for 20 minutes online this morning, and I'm like, I'm in awe. And for those of you that are planning on being at Vision 14 in Vegas from February 4th to the 2nd, Lori will be in as part of the Design Tech Summit. I believe you'll be doing a Google Plus panel, correct, Lori?
Right, yes.
So she's full of information. So welcome, and let's get started.
All right. Well, thanks everyone for coming here. And I am happy and excited to share with you what I think Google Plus can do for your business. It definitely has done a lot for mine. First, I want to start out with the search interface on Google. Some of you probably know that Google is the largest search engine in the world, and they also own the second largest search engine, which is YouTube. So my real goal for Google Plus was always to get better search results for my own company, Customized Walls. Search is changing, it's moving, they're constantly changing algorithms. Google is investigating how mobile interfaces with search, how people are searching now more with voice commands rather than typing out things, how social can fit into it. If something's very well liked and shared, should that content be boosted up in the search algorithms? Probably. And so they're really, and also how they can integrate maps. So they're really doing some amazing technical things to help us all find the content we want fast. So I'm going to type in window treatments, which you can see I already did. And that's the first thing you think your customers probably would be doing. What comes up are, right here, this is the ads that Google has, pay-per-click ads that people are paying for. But here is the local listings. These are the listings that are right in your area that can do something for you with pertaining to what I just searched. What you notice is that every one of them has a Google Plus page. So this one tip, if you get no other tips from me that can help you, this one thing is going to be huge for you. If you click on this goes to a Google Plus page that they have not developed. This is a page that Google gave you if you ever have registered your business on Google through Google Local, Google Places. Google actually assigned you a Google Plus page for your business. It works very similarly to Yelp, and you can have reviews, you can put photographs, you can manage this page. And I can tell you, I've given many reviews for colleagues and people that I work with in the industry, and one review can shoot you from 60th in your local listings up to 3rd. So that's how little it's developed right now. Not many people understand it or know that it's something they can do. It's something that they can develop. They don't even know the page exists in many cases. So here's something that you can do that will definitely help you and have you rising above the competition just by finding this page. And if you don't have it, if you can't, search for Google Local, Google Places, and register your business. It's the way people will find you. It's similar to being found on Yellow Pages years ago. So you have to do it. It's something that you're going to want to need. But that's the number one tip I would have to say. But we'll start by saying, you're on Google Plus. It's the social layer for Google. Google wants to know who the people are who are experts. They want to identify the business owners. They want to know what businesses fit together. And I believe that that's part of their plan to serve up better and better search results, which allows them to charge ads. I mean, that's how they make their money. So we're on Google Plus right now. before you even come here, you might even already have a Google Plus. Google does give a Google Plus account if you have a Gmail, or if you use Google Analytics for your website, or if you have a YouTube account, you have to have a G Plus. What you probably need to do is figure out how many G Plus accounts do you have. You really only want one personal G Plus, one business G Plus, or as many businesses as you own you can have for G Plus, but you don't want to have many different personal accounts, many different, business accounts that are all unattached. They love if you have one login that you create that's for your business. So I have a customizedwalls@gmail.com that logs me in. When I log in, I can see my analytics, I can see my YouTube account, I can see my G Plus, I can go into my G Plus business page, I can check out my G Plus local. I'm logged in. And you do want to create that kind of environment for you. It's easy to do, but if you've already kind of made those steps and you have multiple accounts, there are ways you can correct it. But we won't go into that right now, but there are ways you can correct it. You just have to see me after, and I'll kind of walk you through that process if you need me to. But you're starting out with your G Plus page. Here on the left-hand side, you have all of the navigation. This is going to your profile, your connections, the people that you have in your connections, people following you, suggestions, your photo bank. Google has amazing photo possibilities. It automatically will upload and sync for your phone if you allow it to. It will not publicly share those photos, but it allows you to have backup. It will automatically edit your photos. It will automatically, if you have one of those, a smartphone like I do, and you have like a bunch of little movies that you've made, it will even, in many cases, auto edit your video to make a much better video automatically for you. You don't have to worry about it. It will actually put them all together and make a cute little video for you. It will make automatic, moving photos, GIFs, and all sorts of really neat things. Here's a what's hot, what's going on, what's trending. Communities, that's where you're going to find the interior design community and many, many other communities on Google Plus that can help you. There really are endless communities, and any question you have that you want to ask me, you can feel free to find a community probably there to answer any question you can have. Events, you can plan online or offline events through the events portion. It syncs to Google Calendar, so people who RSVP to your event automatically get reminders on their calendar. It's amazing. When we do a Hangout on Air, which is a video conference similar to what we're doing here with webinar, but we do a video where we're all chatting and questions are popping in. We plan them through an event so that people can come, they have one spot, the videos can be live right there. They can be asking questions and of the panelists and immediately getting answers. It's pretty amazing. This is Hangout on Air, although Google Plus is a little bit tricky. It names things like Hangouts and it wants it to be everything. So Hangouts can be a chat or a text chat. It also can be Hangout on Air, which is basically a live video presentation. So you can do this similar to what you would do for a webinar, or you could have an interview with someone, or you could have just it set up live streaming while you're doing an installation and show installation tips and tricks. It's just a way to source live video content, and it hooks up to your YouTube channel. So the videos that you make immediately get sent over to the YouTube channel. You can go over there, keyword tag them, add all of your content, and now you have this great piece of video that you can use on your website or your blog. It's pretty amazing. These are your business pages. That is, if you have a G Plus personal page and then you have your business page, you can go back and forth and manage both. It works very similarly to Facebook. And this is with the Google Local, as we first started and we first talked about. That's where you're going to find all the local listings. This is different than your business page, but just as important, I think. So we'll start here with the profile. And that's what your profile looks like. You're going to want to, go in and check out your About section. You can, go through here and save information. You can see all the people in your circles. You can see all the people that you have in circles. I encourage you to fill out your story, give all your keywords, talk about all the things that you're a specialist on, talk about your resume, put your links in here, your education, all of your information that you want people to be able to get in touch with you. This is your basically like a business profile. Although you can have a personal, private, tons of great private conversations on G+, which is really good. It has a lot of flexibility, and we'll get more into that. But here's a very important section. This is where you put all of your profile links and where you're contributing. So if you are writing a blog, or if you are writing for anyone else's blog, like I write for Williams-Sonoma Designer Marketplace, my own blog, you want to make sure you put the link in there, and then there's a piece of code or a link you put in on the other side on the blog itself that comes back to G+, and basically it confirms to G+, yes, I am the author, and that's called authorship. It's a very, very important to get credit for your writing, because Google is indexing that, and I do believe that they're going to utilize that information down the line. So if you're always talking about, and on your blog, tips for window installation, they are going to say, wow, this person is an expert in this area. We need to bump their search results up. It's a really, really important part of cataloging and indexing what you're talking about, and letting Google know that you know what you're talking about. So that is the most important part of your profile, of course. And then we'll get back over to home, because we'll look at this. This is how you communicate and post on Google+. You can add a photo, you can add links, you can add video, you can make an event straight here, you can make a video straight from here. It works a little bit similarly to similar to Facebook, but a little different. If you're going to tag someone, you plus them instead of adding the @ symbol. What I love most about Google Plus is that every single post that you make is a decision to whom you want to share this with. So it's not difficult. Like you can do this on Facebook with setting up groups and setting up basically files you want to keep people in, but this is an incredibly easy way to share. I can share to one person, I can share publicly. If you do share publicly, that can be indexed and found on Google. So quite often, if it's something that I want, if I'm sharing sales information, I will share it into my public streams. I might share it to my circles. I might share it to my extended circles. My extended circles are my circles. So, or I might want only one circle. A circle is basically, we'll go there, but it's basically a file you keep people in. So you organize all of your people. You could have interior designers, you could have color experts, printers, and you just keep people in your different circles. I recommend having no more than 500 people in any one circle. And in ways I do that is if I might have one interior design circle 1, interior design circle 2, interior design circle 3, so that I can invite those people to an event. So if I have, for instance, I will do a Design Tech Summit event before going to Las Vegas, I will say this is when it is, this is where it is. I can, in the drop of a hat, without sending out an email, I can invite all of the people that are in my circles if I wanted to over time by doing 500 at a time, and then people are invited. I can publicly share it, and then people can see it in Google, or they can see it right here on G Plus. It's searchable. So that's a really, really important part of sharing. But every decision you make here is it's very easy. You don't have to overthink it too much. It really just is as simple as doing that. Now, if I wanted to make this a conversation with just one person, I can do that too. It doesn't have to be a group. I can just have something posting to her, and I can say hi, and I share this, and that only goes to her. And it looks like it's not private, but it is. It's not. It's posted. It'll be found on your profile, and only she can see that. So in here, I can also I can disable comments so that she can't leave a comment. I can disable reshares so that she can't share that with someone else. So if I wanted something that was really truly a private conversation and I didn't want it to go any further, I can easily do that. I mean, not that they can't screen capture that, but that's a way that it won't be easily shareable. I can edit it or delete the post. It's a very easy process in sharing, and I think that that's one of the greatest features of G+, because you really are making that decision right on the fly, and you can really determine what is the content you want to share and what isn't. Circles, as I said, these are my circles, and I have different people in different circles. I have an interior design community elite group. I have webinar guests for different webinars I've done, moderators. I have all sorts of different circles. You can delete people out of a circle just hitting this X. You can delete circles if you want to. You can move people from one circle to another. You can have someone in multiple circles. People are not it's not shown to them what circle you put them in. So if you have people you don't want to hear from, you can have a circle like that. It's all entirely up to you, and it's your decision. Bloggers, all of these things are ways to organize your people so that you can share to them when you want to. It's a really, really interesting way to do things. I love it. The next we'll go through is and talk about photos. As I said, they make photos for you. They do all sorts of different fun things. Here are some blog tour photos from London, some pictures of the kids. They do all sorts of fun things with photos, and I really do encourage people to get on there and start utilizing the photo option too, and link it to your phone. It's a great way to have a backup. If your phone ever dies or something ever happens to it, you have your photos automatically updating to the back end. So this is communities. You have all the communities you moderate, all the communities you've joined. As you can see, they're just communities on every every possible thing you could ever be interested in. And I really encourage finding a lot of different design communities or anything. I have several different communities that I learn so much from. Like, it could be a video community, or it could be a business tips community, and I've made friends with people that are outside of the industry through that, just by joining the community, because we all have a different way of doing things when we market online. So, sharing information, it just makes us all stronger. It's a really great thing to do. I do have a kind of a fun tip about communities. You can make a business listing for your community that matches the name. So it's interior design community, and it matches so that you can then tag the community. It really goes tags the business page, not the actual community. Communities are not taggable. Taggable means I can't tag interior design community that is really this community. It really is actually the business page. But by doing that, you link the two, and you make the community an owner also of this community, and then instantly you get the people that follow your community or are part of your community, they're also instantly liking the business page. So this will shoot your business page way up if you have pluses on your community. So not that I did that for interior design community because I don't have that website developed, but I did that more for the interior design community members to be able to have their posts that I make on when we eventually do develop a website, be more searchable. But communities are just a great way to, meet new people and discover your interests. And I think the best way to find out information. I can't tell you, there are attorneys, there are, web guys, there are programmers, and it's just a really great way to find people. It's very similar to forums, but you're able to share in a more graphic way. So you can add a picture, you can do a video. It's a little bit more like a modern forum. You can make a community private. It doesn't have to be a public community. If you share to a public community, that content is searchable. But if you share to a private community, that's private information. That's not searchable. And you can have really great closed doors industry discussions, or just alliances with different members that you really want to share information with on a daily basis. It's very similar to if you're on Facebook and you have any private groups on Facebook. It works the same way. You can have private groups right here on G+, but I like that it has a much easier way to integrate video, much easier way to integrate photo in the communities section on Google+. I'll click through to events. And these are events that are coming up now. They're an event you can start. Most of these are online events. They're hangouts on air, which is basically just, like I said, a video. You can create an event just clicking here. You can select from any number of themes that they have built in. And they have some that are interactive. You can see they move, and that's kind of interesting. Or you can upload a photo. The photo size for an event, I believe, is 1,200 pixels wide by 300 pixels down. So if you want to head over to picmonkey.com and make your own custom event header, you're welcome to do that. Once you have an event, you can actually hashtag the event with this special hashtag, and you can bring in comments into the video portion of the call and ask questions live that people are typing into the event. It's really very very good. So here's an event that I did. We were at Greenbuild. We had a moderator go for Crossville Tile, and they interviewed for 2 hours experts on green building at the Greenbuild show in Philadelphia. And we had a bunch of guests come. We had, just people watching it on the YouTube video, and people could make comments here, and these comments could be seen right from the video. So James could answer the question and could ask the question of the guest, and it was all planned because there's this great description of the event, where it's going to be, when it's going to be. I had the hashtag, the unique hashtag IDC Green. Then when I did my Hangout on Air invitation, I used that hashtag to bring them in that conversation, so that all of these different comments could be seen. And it's a great place for people. I had many people who didn't make it to the actual event. It was kind of a later in the day type thing, who later wrote to me and said, I couldn't make it, but I watched the video later. It's always here. Right now I could play this, and it's always this great piece of content that they can watch the video from here always. So you've invited all of these people. I've invited 720 people that couldn't go, but look how many viewed, so they come back and they can watch the video later. And that's really what you want to do. You want to be able to have your video content watched by as many people as possible. As I said, this is also content that goes to your YouTube channel. So you can see the same video is here, and I can go into this video and edit the video, adding my hashtags. I can put all of the keywords that I want, and this becomes searchable content on Google. So if people wanted to find this video or wanted to look for green build with crossfill tile, or if you were searching that, you're most likely to find this video. It's now becomes many different places you can search for it and find it. And there again, you're able to show your audience your content over and over again. It's the greatest tool. So this is where you start your Hangout on Air. You can come in here to Hangouts, click Start a Hangout. It will open up a window. And immediately you want to link it to your YouTube channel. If you don't have one, set one up. It's not too difficult. It's like a click, check, yes, and the process itself doesn't take too much time. You can, once you're in a Hangout, you can name the Hangout. That becomes the title of the video. You can invite in, I can, make this, webinar, and I could add in people if I wanted to, and it's as many people as I wanted to, and then we'd be ready to go. I mean, it really does allow people to instantly view you and see it. And I'll hit start webinar without inviting anyone in. Hi. And here you can see all these this group chat. I could invite several people in. I could have conversations, private text conversations in here. I can do some really neat things like Google Effects. It's way to make your event a little bit more fun. You can kind of put a crown on, or do anything like that. You can do some neat things. This is chat. This is screen share, so I can start screen sharing from here. This is my Q&A that I talked to you about, where you can pull in the conversations from the events. I can take a picture, and it could go right to the event. Cameraman allows you to control the camera who's speaking a little bit better. As I said, you have the Google Effects. This is probably the most popular tool in the Hangout toolbox. It's my favorite is this first icon, which is called lower third, and you can save. You can put your name automatically populates. You can put a website or a business name, choose a logo, choose a color, save it here, name it, save it once you turn it on. And basically it's a graphic that looks like this. So when you're in the video and you're talking to people who don't know who I am would be able to see who I am and see where I'm from. So it's a great way to have extra branding in your Hangouts, and to have people that you're talking to know who the people you're talking to are. I don't know if you know, but video is very important to have on your website. It is one of the most important things that you should be doing in 2014 because people watch YouTube videos every day to learn new things, and they need that kind of content. And people who have video on their websites, there are studies that prove that they spend 200 times more time on a website that has video content than on one that doesn't. So creating little small videos that are tutorials, or little small videos that are just you talking, where your customer can get to know you and get to make a personal connection with you. It's so easy. And here it is. It's something that you can do for free with Google's tools, and it looks quite professional. I mean, when we do these, you'd be surprised how many people are just like completely blown away by the CNN style interview that we're giving with Google Plus Hangout on Air. So that's your little tip into Hangout on Air. The next is Pages. You have a business. You want that business to be able to be tagged and have content and to be talking. I struggle with this myself. Actually, it's something that I have my business, and do I want to come on as my business, or do I want to come on as as myself? I can tell you from experience, Google, you get much more interaction if you're yourself. But I can understand why you'd want to be working it as your business too. So, sharing information, that kind of thing. It's a tricky thing. I mean, it's definitely something you have to be careful. I'm much more likely to share as myself and then tag my business than have my business as my main point of conversation, because I find I get much more interaction as myself. And I have the same thing. I have my notifications and all of my stuff here, but it's just I think people respond to people, unless your business is huge and you've got millions and millions of people who want to see your content. I think a strategy of being yourself as your business and then just tagging your business as much as possible is good. And I can tell you that I started out with G Plus first started. For the first year, I didn't really do too much with it. It was a lot of SEO guys, a lot of spam, a lot of international, Middle Eastern people that were, being inappropriate, that kind of thing. You don't want that kind of stuff, and no one does. I mean, it was a little scary, and I'm not saying that because I don't, like anybody. I mean, I love all people, but I was very, it was that way for women, and I think even for men. I mean, I have talked to many men who had just experienced too much spam initially. This was a way that you can sort of go forward with it when they had communities. When communities started, it was a way that you could find people who were basically your tribe. You could find people who love the same things you love. If you love cooking, you could find a whole group of people who love cooking. If you love interior design, you could have a whole group of people who love interior design. And community started just about a year ago, a little over a year ago. I started my community literally the day community started on November 22nd. It's a year later, and we have 10,250 members. I probably had like 3,000 followers on Google Plus, and now I have 75,000 followers. Pretty amazing. I have great engagement. People respond. I've got the right group of people following me. But when you first start, if you don't go after and look for the right people, and you just kind of like circle everybody who's circling you back, and you're not looking for the right group to start circling and the right group to follow, then it's going to be boring. It works very similar to Twitter in that way, that the people you're following that's the content you see. So if you're following a bunch of people who you don't really like their content, you're not going to have a great time on G+. There are a great number of circle shares out there. I do a circle share for my interior design community. I share my whole circle. You can just grab it. And here you have a core group of interior designers who are on G+ and are active on G+, and who have similar interests as you. So you're immediately going to see a feed that has decor pictures, pretty things to look at. You're not going to be seeing, the things you don't want to see. So who you follow and who you have in your circles will really, that will determine your feed. The reason I have so many followers is Google, they love people who use all of their features, I think. And so that people who use all of their features become suggested users. And suggested users are there when you come onto Google Plus as a new person. You say, hey, I like music. I like SEO tips or technical tips. I love photography. I love design or home decor. Then you're going to see me if you are, liking home decor, because I would be a suggested user for home decor. Sometimes I do come up on the suggested users for technical, because I tend to share a lot of technical advice as well and do technical tutorials about how I've built my business for social media and through social media and through learning about SEO and learning about how to get better in search. And so, it's really going to make or break your experience if you don't find the right group, and if you don't find good people to immediately try to start circling. The great thing is that you can actually kind of, to start off yourself off, you can find all the people in your Gmail. So if you have a Gmail, or if you don't have a Gmail and you just want to import your email list, boom, you're following all the people that at least and that you have a good relationship with. So that's a kind of an easy thing to find people. But then look for these communities and look for these great circle shares where you can find new people who are really exciting and doing some fun things. I can tell you, I've met hundreds of people now, over 100 people that I have known and had a great relationship with online, that I met through social media, through Twitter or G+ or Facebook. And some of these social media connections I see more than I see my family. So because I'm online marketing my business all the time. And so it's a really great way to sort of bring that together and have that complete circle to meet people online and to meet them in your real business. And I definitely think that will make your experience on G+ a lot better. If you need any help from me, of course, feel free to ask. I would be happy to share some circles with you or share some tips with you. I do a little bit of consulting too if you need my help with that, or know people that do. So there are people that can help you with that code section, and that they'll help you get set up with authorship if you don't have that set up. And I know some guys who do that, and I know some people who do the web SEO tips and tricks, or who can help you with webinars. With the online hangouts on air too. So it's definitely something that if you have trouble with, there are a lot of people here to help, I think. So that's a great thing. The community itself is incredibly welcoming and generous with their information, and really they want people to be successful. Our whole motto at Interior Design Community is businesses working in the interior design business, the business of home decor, builders and interior designers, and anyone working in that market, they can work together, because as big as we think we are, there's just a much bigger group out there that are not marketing their businesses online. So I think it's really smart for us to share information and for us to learn from each other and help each other network. And if there's an opportunity I see for you, or if I think that there's a connection between your company and another company, and I see, wow, you guys are doing some cool things that could have a synergy, I would tag you there. That's kind of how I try to do that. There's other Google things that are coming out. Google Helpouts is a brand new thing that they just launched, where Google you can do tutorials and tips live through their video, and you get paid by Google. Google takes a percentage of the money, and you're paid by Google Wallet, and you make a little bit of money through that. So there's other ways you can actually do more with Google. Google really has their fingers on the pulse of some really big things that are happening online, and being a part of it does, often make you feel like you're a part of something really, really, forward thinking. They're Google Glass, which is, a pair of glasses that you can take photographs and videos with, and you could actually, think of all the applications that could be used for, training someone where they are literally seeing what you see. It's pretty amazing. They're very, very smart people. And it's kind of interesting to see all of these smart people coming together. When I did talk to you a little bit about Hangouts, I told you that it can be a chat. This is how it becomes a chat. You can actually, instantly start a party where you just want to be available and anybody can come in. You can have a text chat with someone. You can have a video chat with someone instantly. You type in their name. You get an option to video conference them or to just chat with them. It's very easy. You just plus their name like you would just to tag them. And here I could click on her and that's how you would get a box right here that would chat with her and allow you to just have a private conversation just like you would on Facebook. It's a really great thing. I'll get back to posting because posts are very interesting. They work a lot like a blog post in many ways if you make it a public thing. You can actually make a title by making it bold. You can asterisk and then say, top interior design trends for 2014. Hit the asterisk. I can attach a photo to that. I can upload from my computer, or I can go right into G+ photos that I have already saved. So I can just click through back into my G+ photos. I could pick this mural if I wanted to. Add it. It will ask me if I want to do tagging. I don't. I can write a little blurb about it. I can hashtag it. With hashtagging, I write a blurb. And then if I want to hashtag, it does work a little different. I could hit interior design. And then you either select it like that or you hit enter. So enter. And it will make a gray box. And that's how you know you really did do that hashtag. And hashtags are searchable. So it's important. I like to do 3 hashtags with every public post. And this just becomes a post I can share publicly, and then everyone sees this image, everyone sees this content, everyone sees these hashtags, and they're searchable. Google will even allow for you to, if I cancel this out, to look at this card in many ways. So this person shared this. If I wanted to search on design, just because she's got that, I can look at all more posts that have been hashtag design. I could look through and view the post activity, where it would say how many people liked it, how many people commented on it, their pictures. If I wanted to click through and click on a picture, it would bring me right to that person. So, it's just really quite interactive. Every post, sometimes when you don't hashtag it, Google sees what you have and they hashtag it for you. See, this person didn't hashtag at all, but it hashtagged it with 3 different hashtags because it knew what this content was. And that's what it did with it automatically. And that's what you're working with here is people who really know their stuff, and you can really find some interesting things. We'll go back into Google Local because we haven't got touched there yet. This I'll show you. I did my own business. It's in my local area, and added photos. I got a few reviews, and good to go. I wouldn't spend so much time. as much time as you can, do on it, because you ask people for reviews. But it's, as long as you have one or two, you actually change the Google, the Google listing for yourself. Because, if I go back and I type in, window treatments, if I have someone who has gotten a review, instead of saying Google Plus page, it says review. And it brings you to a totally different screen. Just brings you to the reviews. So it's important to, to have reviews. In this case, that person didn't have a great review, but it's important to have a few reviews, because if not, this is what your customers are seeing. They're seeing an empty page. And to me, that's your very first impression. That's not something you want to do. You don't want to have, your very first impression give them, nothing that you have, like no images, no beauty that really is your business. You have a lot of visually gorgeous things to share. You really would want that, for yourself. Interior designers can do the same thing. I search quite often, for local interior designers, and this is what you see. And you see that many of them have Google. There's only one that has developed their page. So it's, again, that very few have not. The other thing important to remember as you build your circles on G+, and the reason I'm saying is because obviously you see this is my picture and this is content that I did for G+. This links right back to my G+. But the reason I'm seeing this and why when you're searching, you might not, is because also as you build your network, Google serves you up very specialized search results. Even now, they'll serve you very specialized search results based on your area. If you're on your phone or if you're on your computer, it knows where you are. It has your GPS. So it will say, if you're a type of interior designer, it's not going to give you an interior designer halfway across the country. It's going to give you an interior designer in your town, in your area. And as you build your network, you're actually changing the way the people that follow you see their search results. So this almost 76,000 people that follow me, they are seeing my content more than the rest of the world. And the people that follow them too, their extended circles, are seeing my content more because we have connection through G+. So in that way, building a network is important, but it's relative, because they have to be searching for what you want them to be searching for. So you really want the right people following you, not people that aren't interested in what you want to see. So, yes, developing your network is important, but it's not, it's not the end of the world if you don't have huge numbers. It's just that as that happens for you, it literally changes the results that people see, because when they're searching for wallpaper or wall murals and they're, in my network, they're much more likely to see my content, which is what I want, obviously, and probably what you want too. So that's a really good tip, that it does become like a blog post. You can see it in search. You can see how it relates back to you and how connections are related back to you, and your search results will be affected by your relationships with G+. So that's pretty much, I guess we're almost at the end of our hour. I did want to give some people some time if they had any questions.
Oh, we've got some great ones.
Great.
All right. And quick question. Early on, when you were showing your About section on your page, and it was the Contributor To section, there was some duplication there. Is there a reason for that, or are there different links?
There were different links. I had some links to my my profile on the back end of my website, and there are links to my Google will changes things. So right. I made a new link when they changed their authorship link. The other thing that you might want to know is you can go to, I think it's Rich Snippets testing tool.
Mm-hmm.
And that is how you find out if your site is has this link. If your business page also can have a rel equals publisher link, and it walks you through that process and tells you that you have to put it in your homepage, this piece of code in your homepage. But if I'm going to type in customize walls, I can preview it, or you can type in your own website, obviously, and you preview it, and it says that I have my publisher link and my authorship is working. And that's the link. And this is how you'll test if you've got it correct. Again, I can help you. I can send you to a guy that I would highly recommend, but is
that the guy we talked about
yes,
earlier today?
Ross he'll be in Vegas too. He's
right, and
he's
I
a guru.
emailed him for our members to see what we could do. So, right, because as you were saying, authorship is going to be huge in the next year and a half.
Oh, big time! I think they're indexing now, so it's like anything else where something new like that takes off, and then the beginners, the people who are first in, get the biggest rewards. Like the people who are first in blogging, they have huge blogs, right? The people who are first in authorship, it's kind of like setting the clock back, because now Google is indexing it from when authorship started. So people who don't have it and they have maybe hugely successful blogs might not be getting the favorable search results over a new person that has done it, and they're now indexing those same keywords,
So authorship is verification of expertise. Would you say that's
it's verification of that you wrote that, and then it takes those words, because Google does not read pictures; it reads words, and it says, okay, this person's always talking about this one thing, and then it also measures, how many people like it and how many people are sharing it. It's popular, so that person might be an expert. And then who's sharing it? If it's Oprah sharing it, that means a whole lot more than if it's me sharing it. So, it looks at all of those factors as part of how and why it would want you to come up higher in search results.
One just quick question too is, when were on the video hangouts on the air, the graphics were backwards, but I'm assuming they were backwards because it was on your computer and we were on this.
No, it actually does look backwards to you, but it's not to them. So when I go to a G+ hangout that I've done, to the audience, it doesn't look backwards, as you can see right here, but to you it will.
Yeah. Okay. Good thing. And then if you have a letter review from a client, can you type that in yourself, or does the client have to log in and write the review directly on G+?
They would have to write the review on G+. I would quite often, when you finish a job and the client loved you, you send them a link to that, right, with the thank you for your business. Here's a link, email, and ask them for a review. But the thing to remember is that not all reviews are equal. So your review from your client, who might have no social network, they have no need for a social network, might not be as rank you higher than somebody who has a lot of followers or has a big presence. So you might actually want to reach out to colleagues, that you might want to reach out to vendors who have very big numbers, and their review would mean quite a bit to your profile also. So reach out to multiple sources, not just clients.
And then how do you import contacts from on your contacts list? Is that something that's easy that you can show us real quickly?
Yeah, it's just as simple as when you're in your profile, your people. Now keep in mind, Google wants the one login. So if you have one Gmail, you can upload your emails to Gmail by importing it from, if you have a Yahoo account, it just has an import button. But once you're in G+, you have people, and all of these suggestions are going to be in your email list. Gmail contacts are going to be right there. People classmates, yeah. And you'll have, all of these people that you can add to your circles, and you can identify where you want to put them. You might want to put them in your designer groups, instantly.
You know what? The automation is unbelievable.
Isn't it really cool? I mean, it really
I'm blown
is.
away.
Yeah, it's remarkable. I mean, when you see how far it can go, it's really cool stuff.
Okay, so Dee sent a request to Google Helpouts, but hasn't heard back. Does it have anything to do with circles as far as
they're probably preferable to people who are using it a lot. So getting on, starting to utilize G+, you might show your commitment a little bit, and they might want to have you on Helpouts. But either or, you will get a code eventually, but I would guess that people who are utilizing G+ now get a code faster. In fact, I kind of know that's true because I have friends who got codes really quickly. I have a code. I haven't set up mine yet, but I have a code, and I know people who have, been waiting for their code. So I think the more you use it, the more you become up and you are recommended, and they want you in on all of the Google stuff.
And then Dee will share afterwards. We can share the recommendation for the guy who does Google authorship links.
Yes,
can set up Google authorship links for you.
Yeah, his name is Ross Dunn. You can reach him at ross@stepforth.com. He's a really, really nice guy from Canada. And, I've had him work with my interior design friends, and every single person raves about it. It's done quickly, painlessly. It's super easy.
And so and Marie's asking, so what code? So what he can do for you is he can set up all your authorship links, correct?
Yes. It's a little piece of code, rel equals author code, that gets put on your G+, on the back end of your website or on your blog, and then it links to your profile, and then your profile back to the blog. So it's that double confirming that you wrote that, or otherwise you could just say, I write for the Wall Street Journal, and, they need the code coming back too,
Yes, right, got it. And he also does publisher codes.
Yes, he can do that. He can do that. It's a little piece of code you can put in your footer of your website.
Right. And the publisher code, does it differ from the authorship code?
They're two different profiles because your business profile is linked to your website as the publisher, and you yourself are the author. You're a person. So they want the authorship has to be a person, has to have a profile picture. Those are rules. And it has to be of your face. When you set up your page, your personal page, you want it to be your real name, your real face, and linking to your real, where you're doing your real authoring, where you're doing your real writing, because it wants to know the people behind the content. Transparency. It's all about transparency.
I know, and just a little piece of code, like Denise was saying. I never thought I'd want somebody to say, "I want code. I want a code."
Right.
Are there any other questions before we wrap this up? This has been extremely helpful.
I'm glad.
And as I said, if for those of you that will be at Design and Construction Week or Vision 14. Are you doing a couple of panels, Lori, or
I believe
what?
She wants to do some panels, then she wants to do some breakout session, one-on-one, or not one-on-one, but maybe one on small group sessions, so people can get, those hands-on help, that they run into.
So you're going to be doing some consulting, hands-on, and then you'll be talking, are you talking about Google Plus and authorship, correct?
Google Plus, authorship, I have probably a lot that I can share, so I don't know what she wants me to do, because I do a lot of like Pinterest marketing, and I really think G Plus and Pinterest are your biggest bang for buck.
Right. What is, for those of you that are on the call and are going, whoa, what the heck are we talking about? Just kind of bring you into the loop. It's the details, I think, are getting finalized as we speak during today's author.
Right.
But Katie Garrett from Connection Software. This is her brainchild, and it's called Design Tech Summit. And it was 3 tracks of panel discussions that were done at High Point Market in October. And it was hugely successful. And it takes off from the concept of a bake-off from the tech industry, where basically you have competitors that are up on stage talking about their platform or app. And I think the tracks are right now are mobile apps for designers, 2D and 3D rendering software, the Google Plus platforms and things, and project management. And that we're going to be talking about and demoing and giving tips and tricks for all these platforms, software, web interfaces, and mobile apps that pertain just specifically to the design industry, window covering industry, kitchen and bath. And it should be fun, plus extremely informative.
Yeah. I mean, I had so many people say that they walked away from Design Tech Summit at High Point, which, I mean, you love High Point. It's gorgeous, wall-to-wall gorgeous, new furnishings, luxury furnishings, but they were so excited that there was some real knowledge, because this isn't something that, most designers do every day, the tech side, and it's constantly a moving target. It changes every day. So, it's something that people do need.
We've got some heavy hitters besides yourself. You're definitely a heavy hitter, but we have some heavy hitters on there. We've got Evernote.
That's huge.
We've got Olio Board. Mm-hmm. Google Plus, SketchUp.
House, right?
Autodesk, Home Styler. So Design Manager. We've got some heavy hitters, so we're really excited.
Yeah.
So you guys, if you're in Vegas, watch for the information. We'll be promoting it because it's going to be well worth it. And by the way, it's all free.
Yes. That's the key.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. If you're going to walk away with probably, thousands of dollars worth of consulting knowledge.
Absolutely. And the thing is about that kind of knowledge is that, and I've done it myself, if you don't see it side by side like that, and there really isn't any other platform to do that, if you don't see it side by side, you make mistakes. You buy the wrong program, or you invest in the wrong blog platform, or you invest in the wrong technology, and you've spent time and money on something that ends up having to change. And to me, that, that's what we need to do, is to educate people so they don't make those decisions that are going to cost them money, because we're all small businesses here. Those are big financial commitments. If you have to redo your website because you did it in a format a code that you shouldn't have used, or if you have, your blog off your website, so you're writing all this great content that isn't promoting your website or pushing your website up in the search engine results, which I did. I had a blogger blog for a very long time, and then learned more about it and realized having a WordPress blog on my website, self-hosted, allowed me to have a lot more control, and all the content I was writing boosted my own website rather than having 2 sources and trying to make them talk all the time.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So
one last question. What's the first thing you would suggest to do to get started?
The first thing I would do is find out if you already have one that you didn't know you had. And find out if it's the one you want, because there are ways to delete it later if it isn't. So find one login that you want to log into your Google Analytics if you have a website. Because that measures all your traffic, where your traffic's coming from, all the ads you do, whatever you do, you want to have Google Analytics linked up to your Gmail, one Gmail with your YouTube Gmail with your G+. You want that to be one thing. So one login logs you into everything. So if you don't have that, I'd start from scratch and say, make one new email that you can then link to your analytics, that you can link to you can start a YouTube channel, and you can start all of these things so you can have just one login. And then I would delete the G+ accounts that you have out there that are not to active accounts, or not to accounts that you want to create this new, profile. Because what this profile is, you could say it's similar to like a Facebook profile, but what it is more of a public facing. So it's more like a LinkedIn, but with the social tie-in. So it's your professional page where you'd want everyone to find you. And you can put out as much information, as many keywords in there as possible. You really want that one. And then you can build your business page off of there. And you can build a community off of there. And you can do all of these other things. But you're not going to want to be logging out and logging back into this one. And my YouTube is connected to this Gmail. And my other one's connected to this Gmail. Start from scratch. Have one.
And I take it that unlike Pinterest or some of the other platforms, you cannot move a profile to another back. You know how you can move your personal to a business, etc.
Yeah, you can't. Your personal is your business. I mean, you don't want to start your personal page and like lie and call it your window coverings. You know what I mean? Is your first name's window. You really want it to be your name because.
Okay, got it. But you can't switch it over. So like if I delete a page, I'm going to delete anybody that I've already added to a circle.
You can merge them. It's a complicated process and it does take time, but you can merge them, or you can just sort of like share those circles, the circles of those people with your new account, and then just close off that feed. There are multiple ways to do that. Okay,
perfect. Well, this has been amazing. I'm so
excited.
Glad. I know. No. And trust me, we'll have you back as we get into 2014 because I want to learn about your Pinterest.
Oh, yes. Pinterest. I have a big Pinterest plan. So.
Well, by the way, guys, she was telling me she gets 400 repins a day on her, right?
Yes. I have about 13,000 followers on Pinterest, but that's like slower going, than because I'm not a suggested user.
Oh my gosh, 12,000
for me.
I love it. That's awesome. Well, listen, I want to thank you again for doing this. We'll look forward to seeing you again in Vegas in February. And to everyone, have a happy holiday. Thank you for joining us.
The organizer has ended the session, and this call will be disconnected. Goodbye.